Welcome back everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you love discovering the hidden secrets of everyday coins, learning how small pieces of metal can carry unbelievable value, and understanding how rare minting mistakes can turn ordinary change into extraordinary treasure, then you are absolutely in the right place. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty One dime, specifically the 1976 Liberty dime from the United States. At first glance, this coin appears to be just another dime, worth only 10 cents in everyday transactions. But under very rare and specific circumstances, this same coin can carry an astonishing value of up to $412 million, a massive difference from its face value that exists entirely because of errors, mistakes, mint mark irregularities, and rare minting possibilities that make collectors stop in awe. The 1976 Liberty dime belongs to the long and historic lineage of United States dimes that trace their origins back to the late 18th century. Dimes have always played an important role in American coinage, representing both practicality in everyday commerce and a canvas for artistic and symbolic design. By 1976, the United States Mint had already undergone significant changes in materials, technology, and production techniques. However, even with advanced systems in place, mistakes still happened. These mistakes are not flaws in the eyes of collectors. Instead, they are windows into the minting process and the human and mechanical factors involved in producing millions of coins each year. The 1976 dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not place a mint mark on its coins. This absence itself can become a point of intrigue. During certain periods, mint marks were added or removed intentionally, while in other cases, mint marks were accidentally omitted, weakly struck, or improperly positioned. Any deviation from the expected norm immediately raises interest among numismatists. The Philadelphia Mint was producing enormous quantities of coins in the mid-1970s, and with such high production volumes, the opportunity for unusual errors increased dramatically. One of the most important aspects that makes the 1976 Liberty dime potentially valuable is the presence of minting errors related to die preparation. Dies are the metal tools used to strike coin designs onto blank planchets. If a die is improperly engraved, damaged, overused, or incorrectly aligned, every coin struck from that die can carry a unique anomaly. Double die errors are among the most famous and valuable of these issues. A double die occurs when the design is impressed onto the die more than once at slightly different angles or positions. This can cause visible doubling on letters, numbers, and even the facial features of Liberty. On a 1976 dime, doubling might be visible on the date, the word Liberty, or other inscriptions. True double dies show rounded, distinct separation in the design, making them highly desirable and extremely rare. Another category of errors that can elevate the value of a 1976 dime involves off-metal or wrong planchet strikes. In 1976, dimes were supposed to be struck on copper nickel-clad planchets. However, if a blank intended for another denomination or a different metal composition accidentally made its way into the dime press, the result would be a coin with the wrong weight, color, and metallic properties. Such errors are exceptionally rare because mint procedures are designed to prevent them, yet they still occur. A 1976 dime struck on a silver planchet, a foreign planchet, or a planchet intended for another U.S. coin would be considered a major numismatic discovery, capable of commanding extraordinary prices. Weight discrepancies are another clue that collectors use to identify potential error coins. A standard 1976 dime should weigh approximately 2.27 grams. Any significant deviation from this weight can indicate an underlying error, such as an incomplete planchet, an off-metal strike, or an improperly alloyed blank. Precision scales are essential tools for serious collectors, as even small differences can point to extremely valuable anomalies. Striking errors play a massive role in determining the rarity and desirability of a coin. Off-center strikes occur when the planchet is not properly aligned during the striking process. This results in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted toward one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin tends to be, especially if the date and key design elements remain visible. Broad strikes occur when the collar die fails to contain the planchet, allowing the metal to spread outward. These coins often appear wider and thinner than normal and can be instantly recognizable. Multiple strike errors are another fascinating possibility. These occur when a coin is struck more than once by the dies, sometimes with slight rotation or misalignment between strikes. The resulting overlapping designs can look chaotic and dramatic, making them highly attractive to collectors. A 1976 P dime with a clean, well-defined multiple strike would be an extraordinary find. Die cracks, die breaks, and cuds are also important error types that collectors actively search for. As dies wear down over time, small cracks can develop. These cracks appear on coins as raised lines that were not part of the original design. If a piece of the die breaks off entirely, it can create a cud, which appears as a raised, blob-like area where part of the design is missing. These errors are unique to specific stages of die deterioration, making each example distinct. Another highly valuable category of errors involves transitional issues. Transitional errors occur when old and new designs, materials, or processes overlap during a changeover period at the mint. Although 1976 was not a major transitional year for dime composition, the possibility of experimental planchets, test strikes, or improperly mixed materials cannot be completely ruled out. Coins produced during times of experimentation or adjustment are often among the rarest and most valuable. Condition is a critical factor that can dramatically influence the value of a 1976 P Liberty dime. While millions of dimes were produced that year, most entered circulation and experienced wear from daily use. Coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition are far rarer. A coin with full mint luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks can command a premium even without errors. When exceptional condition is combined with a major minting mistake, the value can increase exponentially. Professional grading and authentication are essential when dealing with coins that could be worth life-changing amounts of money. Third-party grading services examine coins under magnification, verify their authenticity, identify specific errors, and assign a grade based on condition. For a 1976 P dime purported to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, professional certification is absolutely necessary. This process protects both buyers and sellers and ensures that the coin's value is recognized in the global numismatic market. Collector demand is another powerful force behind the value of rare coins. Dimes are widely collected because they are affordable, historic, and rich in design variety. Rare coins, especially those with dramatic visual impact or extreme rarity, generate intense interest. When a unique or nearly unique 1976 P dime appears, competition among collectors, investors, and institutions can drive prices to astonishing levels. The psychological appeal of discovering a valuable coin cannot be overstated. The idea that a simple dime, something most people overlook or spend without a second thought, could be worth millions captures the imagination. This sense of possibility fuels the passion of collectors and keeps the hobby vibrant. Stories of rare coins discovered in pocket change, old collections, or forgotten drawers inspire countless people to look more closely at the coins they encounter every day. Historical context also adds depth to the story of the 1976 P Liberty dime. The mid-1970s were a period of economic change, technological advancement, and social transformation in the United States. Coins minted during this time reflect both the artistic traditions of earlier decades and the evolving production methods of modern mints. Errors from this era provide insight into how these systems operated and where they occasionally failed. The artistry of U.S. coinage plays an important role in collector appreciation. The Liberty design on the dime represents ideals of freedom, strength, and continuity. When errors distort or alter this design, they create unique variations that tell a story about the moment of creation. Each error coin is essentially a one-of-a-kind artifact, shaped by chance and circumstance. Market dynamics also influence the valuation of extreme rarities. Coins believed to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars are often unique or nearly unique, with no comparable examples available. Their value is not just based on metal content or age, but on rarity, demand, historical significance, and the willingness of collectors to compete for ownership. Auctions, private sales, and museum acquisitions all play roles in establishing record-breaking prices. Education is a key element in recognizing valuable coins. Many rare error coins go unnoticed because people simply do not know what to look for. Understanding mint marks, die varieties, strike quality, and metal composition empowers collectors to identify potential treasures. The 1976 P Liberty dime serves as a powerful example of how knowledge can turn ordinary change into extraordinary discovery. My dear history lovers, Now I'm truly excited to have you join me as we explore one of the most fascinating and mysterious stories in modern American coin collecting. If you've ever wondered how an everyday coin, something most people barely glance at before spending, could be worth an unbelievable fortune, then you are in exactly the right place. Now we are talking about the Liberty One dime, the 1983 PUSA coin, a dime with a face value of just 10 cents, yet under extremely rare and specific circumstances, it has been associated with an astonishing valuation reaching as high as $401 million. This enormous difference between face value and potential worth exists because of rare errors, minting mistakes, mint mark irregularities, and extraordinary possibilities that continue to fascinate collectors around the world. At first glance, the 1983 P Liberty dime looks completely ordinary. It was produced during a time when billions of coins circulated freely through the U.S. economy. People used dimes every day for parking meters, vending machines, phone booths, and countless small purchases. No one expected that a coin from this era could one day be discussed in the same breath as the world's most valuable numismatic treasures. Yet history has shown time and again that rarity does not always come from age alone. Sometimes it comes from mistakes, from moments when the minting process went just slightly wrong, creating coins that should never have existed in their final form. The 1983 P dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most important and historic mints in the United States. Traditionally, Philadelphia minted coins do not carry a visible mint mark, unlike coins struck in Denver or San Francisco. This absence of a mint mark is normal for many years, yet it also opens the door to confusion, misidentification, and rare anomalies. In some cases, mint marks can appear faint, doubled, misplaced, or partially missing due to die issues. In other cases, coins may show evidence that a mint mark was intended but never properly impressed. These subtle differences can make the difference between a common coin and a numismatic legend. To understand why the 1983 P Liberty dime can be so valuable, it's important to understand how coins are made. The minting process begins with blank metal discs called planchets. These planchets are fed into high-speed presses, where engraved dies strike the design into the metal with immense pressure. When everything works perfectly, the result is a uniform, flawless coin. But when something goes wrong at any stage, from planchet preparation to die alignment to striking pressure, errors occur. These errors are not defects in the eyes of collectors. Instead, they are rare variations that tell a story about the minting process itself. One of the most valuable and sought-after error types associated with the 1983 P dime involves double die varieties. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple impressions of the design that are slightly misaligned. This causes visible doubling on parts of the coin, such as the date, the word Liberty, or other inscriptions. True double die errors show rounded, clearly separated doubling, not flat or shelf-like effects. On a 1983 P dime, strong doubling on key design elements can elevate the coin into an entirely different category of rarity and desirability. Another major contributor to extreme value is the possibility of off-metal or wrong planchet errors. In 1983, dimes were intended to be struck on copper nickel-clad planchets. However, if a planchet meant for another denomination or even a different composition accidentally entered the dime press, the result would be a coin with unusual weight, color, and metallic properties. A 1983 P dime struck on a silver planchet, a foreign planchet, or a planchet intended for a different U.S. coin would be extraordinarily rare. Such coins are often discovered only through careful weighing and metallurgical analysis. Weight anomalies are one of the first clues collectors use to identify potential errors. A standard 1983 dime should weigh approximately 2.27 grams. Any significant deviation from this weight can indicate an underlying issue such as an incomplete planchet, an off-metal strike, or improper alloy mixing. Even a fraction of a gram difference can be enough to spark serious interest among experts. Striking errors also play a major role in the value of rare dimes. Off-center strikes occur when the planchet is not properly aligned between the dies at the moment of striking. This results in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted toward the edge. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more desirable the coin becomes, especially if the date remains visible. Broad strikes, where the retaining collar fails and allows the metal to spread outward, create coins that appear wider and flatter than normal. These errors are visually striking and immediately recognizable. Multiple strike errors are another fascinating category. These occur when a coin is struck more than once by the dies, sometimes with rotation or shifting between strikes. The resulting overlapping images can be chaotic yet beautiful, offering a glimpse into a moment of mechanical failure. A 1983 P dime with a clear multiple strike error would be an exceptional find. Die cracks, die breaks, and cuds are also highly collectible. As dies wear down, they can develop cracks that appear on coins as raised lines. If a piece of the die breaks off entirely, it creates a cud, or raised, often irregular area where part of the design is missing. Each of these errors is unique to a specific stage of die deterioration, making them valuable markers of the minting process. Another intriguing possibility associated with the 1983 P dime involves transitional or experimental issues. While 1983 was not a major transitional year for dime composition, the early 1980s were a period of ongoing adjustments in minting technology and quality control. Experimental planchets, test strikes, or improperly mixed alloys could theoretically result in coins that differ significantly from standard issues. Such coins would be exceptionally rare and likely unknown until discovered by a knowledgeable collector. Condition plays an enormous role in determining value. Millions of 1983 P dimes entered circulation and experienced wear from daily use. Coins that remain in uncirculated or near perfect condition are far rarer. A coin with full mint luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks can command a premium even without errors. When pristine condition is combined with a major minting error, the value can rise dramatically. Professional grading and authentication are absolutely essential when dealing with coins of extreme potential value. Third-party grading services examine coins under magnification, verify authenticity, identify errors, and assign a grade based on condition. For a coin claimed to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, professional certification is not optional. It is the foundation of credibility in the numismatic marketplace. Collector demand is another powerful factor behind the value of rare error coins. Dimes are one of the most widely collected denominations in the United States. They are affordable, historically rich, and produced in enormous numbers, which paradoxically makes rare errors even more exciting. When a unique or nearly unique 1983 P error dime appears, competition among collectors can become intense, driving prices to extraordinary levels. There is also a psychological element to the appeal of coins like the 1983 P Liberty dime. The idea that a small, overlooked object could be worth more than mansions, businesses, or luxury assets captures the imagination. It reinforces the idea that treasure can still be found in everyday places. This sense of possibility keeps people searching through coin rolls, old collections, and forgotten jars of change. The historical context of the early 1980s adds another layer of intrigue. This was a time of economic change, inflation concerns, and evolving industrial technology. Coins minted during this period reflect both traditional designs and modern production methods. Errors from this era offer valuable insight into how high-speed minting systems functioned and where they sometimes failed. Artistry also matters. The Liberty design on the dime symbolizes freedom, continuity, and national identity. When errors distort or alter this design, they create one-of-a-kind variations that collectors find deeply compelling. Each error coin becomes a physical record of a specific moment in time when something unexpected happened at the mint. Market dynamics play a crucial role in establishing extreme valuations. Coins associated with prices in the hundreds of millions are typically unique or nearly unique, with no direct comparables. Their value is influenced not only by rarity and condition but also by provenance, documentation, and the story surrounding the coin. Auctions, private sales, and institutional acquisitions all contribute to the perception and reality of value. Education is essential for recognizing valuable coins. Many rare error coins go unnoticed because people simply don't know what to look for. Understanding mint marks, die varieties, strike characteristics, and metal composition empowers collectors to identify potential treasures. The 1983 P Liberty dime is a powerful reminder that knowledge can transform ordinary change into extraordinary discovery. Preservation is equally important. Coins that are cleaned improperly, scratched, or exposed to damaging environments can lose significant value. Serious collectors handle coins carefully and store them in protective holders.